Ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys, so I am doing another video on the One Eye collection. I wanted to start with who I am. So my name is Vivian Wilson Burtic, and I am a designer at heart. Basically, I started off in fashion, well, let's say fine art in school. And then I went on to do textiles in college with fine art and just took interest in art from there. And then basically I did a bit of training before I ended up in UAL, University of Arts London, formerly London College of Fashion. And that's basically where I studied menswear, design technology menswear. I went into menswear because I wanted to basically take on the characteristics that menswear has, which is more structured fit, more structured make, things like the pockets were reinforced, and cuffs and buttonholes, where women's wear is not necessarily. I sort of feel like when you do women's wear, it's a different kettle of fish. It's more about, I think they feel that it's all about fast fashion with women, whereas there are some women that do appreciate quality. And so that's why I went into menswear. So essentially, I wanted to branch out as well, wanted to understand menswear a bit better, then branch into women's wear and cross the two over and just create something new. I actually do children's, like to branch into children's wear as well, which is not easy, I've got to say, because especially with children, you can imagine the size difference is what makes it a bit more complicated to put together. But I love it anyway. I love it all anyway. Essentially I studied in University of Arts London. It was a great experience actually. I went there for about 4 years, and it was just, I did the foundation degree, the diploma, BTEC diploma foundation. Then I went into the fashion design technology menswear, and it was just nice to just work with all the intricacies of design work, doing things from the actual design, starting from the concept, the mood boards, fashion inspiration boards, doing the tech designs as well. So like doing the patterns, pattern cutting, and just doing everything from A to Z in terms of fashion design. So that's who I am. So I went into fashion in school. I studied a degree in fashion. So that was my goal to be a fashion designer. But then life sort of got in the way. And so I decided to branch into housing work. So at the moment, I actually work in housing, funnily enough, which is another world in itself, but really enjoyable. And it's just something, that I do on this, I would say, let me say 50-50. So I'm doing fashion, obviously, with my label, BN, and B&L, which came out of producing YouTube videos. So I'm a content creator. It came out of a concept of being a content creator, and something that was happening in my life at the time. So I just kind of decided, all this stuff is happening. It sort of inspired me to go back into fashion, and that's how B&L clothes, and BN came to be. So basically the concept there is that, actually a tidbit. So Uzavian is something that I tried to launch a few years ago, but it flopped. So what I'm doing now is a revival of what I was trying to do before, and it's quite enjoyable. And what I've ended up doing now is I've ended up doing a collaboration with Stephen Furtick, and like I say, I've had some communication about other possible collaborations, but again, all in the pipeline, I guess we'll see. So basically it is, Uzavian is a exclusive clothing brand, and basically it has everything Vina now has and more. So if you look at the Vina Nail shop, you'll see all the fantastic designs that I'm doing, including Stephen Furtick, who's with Elevation Church, the wall, and essentially I do women's wear, I do men's wear, and I do children's wear. And basically the concept I put together was that I wanted something to be that was quite androgynous, so that's where you'll find quite a lot of unisex clothing in there. Gradually, as I've built up on my label shop, I decided that, I want to add some more concepts, but these ones might end up being a bit more than being a nail, which is, basically a concept of, I don't know, you're on the level of Juicy Couture or something like that. It's like a high street brand that is accessible, that you can get, whereas Uzavian is a bit more expensive. And my aim is to do a lot more couture pieces and just put it out there, as limited edition clothing. So at the moment it's just exclusive stuff, and you can order all different sizes. We cater to very small to really quite large, so you can see myself. I'm not too skinny myself, so that's also something that I wanted to put in as a concept. I don't like clothing to be just for certain sizes. I wanted to cater to everybody, so that's a real thing that is close to here, and I feel that not enough labels do, so that's what I'm doing. Hopefully I'm going to move on to more complex designs, and you know what, I really love, I've got to say, from Vina Nail, I've got to say I really love the printed leggings that I did. That's one of my favorite pieces. And then the white bodycon dress with the eye print, love it. With the bikini as well and the swimsuit. With Uzavian, my favorite piece is the brown dress. That is for the women's wear. With the men's wear, I love the one-eye jumper for the men. Oh my gosh, love it. So I didn't think that I would be able to produce such print because sometimes there are complications with print places. They can't do it. It's too complex. They have to change the print. Anyway, it's a whole thing. I love that jumper. From Uzavian, the men's exclusive that I really love is the Stephen Furtick t-shirt. That's one of my favorite ones. It's just like, it's a very simple design, but you know what, it works. Right, so there was a question about, what are my hobbies? I could easily say drawing because it is, and painting. I do have fine art close to to my heart actually. So it's something that I like to do and produce little bits of work. But I will say the thing I most take interest in is sports. I like doing sports, especially swimming, especially when it's hot right now. It's summertime in London. I think it's just so relaxing, and when your mind is all like all over the place and there's a lot to do, it just helps to calm you down and just cool off your whole body, and it's a cardiovascular exercise as well. So yeah, that's what I like to do. I love to play tennis as well if I get the chance. It's very hard these days with all the different things that I'm doing, but I'll still find a little bit of time just to do it every once in a while. I think it's really good, to be able to. I'm not saying I'm a Venus Williams or anything like that, but I do like to play tennis. Yeah. So, the concept behind the collection, the one is called One Eye Collection. It comes from the entertainment videos that I was putting on YouTube. So essentially, I started videos based on a campaign and something that was going on at the time. So it was a whole thing with my borough and just a lot of crazy things happening, and anyway, I won't go into it. It's just a lot of stuff that was happening. And so I started videos based on the comments that I was getting at the time from people. And it just became my sort of therapy. So, when I was getting weird comments, then I would kind of use it as my outlet. Because at the time I wasn't drawing, wasn't doing any of my hobbies, wasn't doing anything, so I just needed to something as a release, and so the videos became my release. And you'll notice on some of the videos that I did them with my son, and yes, I did get permission. I didn't throw him in the. No, I'm kidding. I didn't throw him in the videos. It's just something he said. He saw me doing videos, and then he thought to himself, "Oh, Mum, why can't I join in?" So I allowed him to join in. So the very first video was called Layer Cake, which I really enjoyed. My son, I've got to say, he's just like he's really intelligent for his age. And he really understood what I was trying to do, and I was just really shocked actually that he totally understood what I was trying to put in the videos. And so we just put the video together in one take. There was no practice, but it was thoroughly enjoyable. And I think it's one of the ones that might have got the most views. I can't remember, but thank you for the views anyway, and thank you for the subscribers. Could always use more subscribers, more viewers. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm hoping to do a lot more videos. And yeah, I just basically what I do is I do a lot of product reviews. So it's just essentially things that I use every day. And I basically do what I want somebody else to do, if that makes any sense. I know it sounds really ridiculous. I could actually just ask someone, couldn't I? Just could give them feedback and say, you can review this, but how do you know they're going to do it? So essentially that's how it was born, where I decided that I was going to start doing product reviews as well, which I think people are finding quite useful. I hope they're finding it useful. So far I've only done products from Superdrug or Wink Superdrug. If you want to throw me some free products, that would be great. I've done a review from Temu as well, which I think honestly is like one of the really good outlets as well for products that you need to use. I want to do, like I say, a botana oil review because I think that product is really good. Like I've actually was shocked how effective that product really is. It really does help with breakage. I'm just sorry, I just have to say that. Yeah, but there's still possibly be a video about that one as well. Yeah, I think I want to do a lot more in terms of the one eye, and I would say one eye collection is about, so how to explain the concept, it's about everybody's eye, basically everybody's eye together, and it's like a togetherness of people. It's about bringing people together as a community. It's about, good hearts, good people, good vibes, bringing people as one. That's the one eye concept. And that is more a reflection of how my videos should have ended. And maybe you could say that it is a storyline into how my videos have ended, but they haven't because I'm still posting some, but more positive now than it was before. So yeah, that's the one eye concept. Right, so basically just wanted to talk about where you can get my brand that I've started and collection. So as I said in the beginning, there are two brands that are working simultaneously together. So Vina Nail and Uza VN. So Uza VN actually comes from my names and it just basically is first bit of my name and initials. And yes, it is Igbo Nigerian. So that's where I originate from. My concepts, I want them to be more, and I think it does reflect actually in the male jumper, one eye jumper, the orange and blue one. You can see there's African influence. It has a African print feel to it. In the future, I do want to use more African print to put on my clothing, and yeah, just make sure that essentially I fly the flag for where I'm from. So yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel or my link tree, then you will find the links to my store, and I'll try and post it here too. Thank you. Like, share and subscribe. Remember to go to my store. Bye.